Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in my today's video, I am going to be doing a review on the Fenty Concealer and also their Fenty Pro Filter setting powder. It's about 230. So I can give you like a fair review about how this concealer and the powder performs. And so if you want to know my thoughts on this concealer, then please keep on watching. And also before we head on to the video, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so you don't miss any of my uploads. I'm going to start with the Fenty Pro Concealer. This is the concealer and I'm in the shade 330. Typically I am in the shade 300 in the foundation. The way that the Fenty line has kind of arranged their concealers and their foundation is that if you are a 300 shade in the foundation, you will be a 300 shade in the concealer. Unfortunately for me, that's not how it worked, and I am someone who likes to have the concealer as my skin shade because I do have a lot of under eye circles, so I don't like brightening too much. I tried to see the 300, it was a little too light for me, and I got this foundation when I was a little lighter than what I'm right now. So that's why I got the shade 330, hopefully, because when I tested it in the store, it was perfect for me. Going on to the Pro Filter setting powder, I got it in the shade Banana. I do have the honey shade, but the honey shade is a little too dark for my skin tone, and the cashew shade was a little too like pink undertone, so I didn't want to buy that one, and I did get a sample of the honey shade. So let's just first quickly see what the claims of this foundation are. It says that it is a creamy long wear crease proof liquid concealer that's light as air, medium to full coverage, which is very good, that brightens the under eyes and conceals blemishes and redness. It's free of parabens and halidates. It's going to cover completely. It has 50 shades, which is amazing. It is about 0.27 ounces. The price is $26, which is typically what high-end concealers are. So I guess you get a little less product for $26. So let's see if it stands up to its claim. So first I'm going to start with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter primer, and I'm going to put that on my face. I took so much, and I'm going to go in with this foundation. Looks like this shade is pretty okay actually. It matches me fine. I will have all the details in the description box below, guys. So let me show you how the applicator looks like. It's like this, just like the ColourPop, you know, applicator. So I'm gonna go ahead. Looks like a very good shade match for me, like a really good, like I know this undertone will work very good for me. Look at that, just a little bit went a long way. Like I could use it on both my eyes. So that's the kind of coverage you get underneath this eye. I think it just rubbed off. Okay, so I'm gonna take this. Whoa, that looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna take a brush and just kind of go over my eyes. So right off the bat, I like how this concealer looks. It looks actually very good. Without talking too much, I'm going to go into the banana powder, and I'm going to read the claims and everything right after I finish setting it because I don't want creases. So what the lady at the Sephora told me was take like a brush like this instead of baking it, because I do have dry under eyes. I'm going to take that powder, a little bit of it. I don't know, can you see like a little bit of darkness peeking through? I don't know, you guys. Oh, I'm so upset. Like, I don't know. Why is it happening? Also, they have given like a sifter like this, I think. This is like a sifter that you basically put it on top of this. That way you can, it doesn't like fall off too much. What I'm trying to do is take a little bit of a wedge like this and just try to bake it and see if it works. Okay, so now let's read the reviews of this particular powder. It is a super fine weightless loose setting powder, which it is true. It is very fine, and it has 8 sheer shades, which is very good, and it will extend the makeup wear for a filtered photo ready look. It will reduce the shine, blur the look of pores, fine lines, imperfections for a hyper smooth filter that won't flash back. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of remove all that. I don't know if you can see, like right over here, I've already lost everything. Should I just go ahead and rub it off and then go ahead one more time? Okay, so take 2. Okay, I need that much. And I'm going to go ahead and just use my fingers actually. And then I'm just going to go ahead and take my foundation a little bit. You know, that instantly covered it up. So I'm going to go again, take two. I'm going to take the same concealer and go ahead and put it underneath this eye. And I'm going to go one eye at a time, that way it doesn't dry. It didn't dry the previous time, but I just want to make sure I one eye at a time, and that way you can see the difference between both the eyes. So this stage it looks pretty good, right? So I'm going to go with the foundation and first put that underneath my eyes because that's what I did for this eye as well. Okay, so I'm going to take the same concealer. I don't know if you guys can see, there is a little bit of grayness that's peeking through my under eyes as opposed to this one. There's not much grayness peeking through because I have the orange concealer, which speaks a lot. So I don't think this is like a full coverage concealer as it claims. Let's see, I'm going to take the Fenty, the loose powder, and then see how that works underneath my eyes. And again, I'm going to just put it right here because I don't want too much baking. I'm also going to take a little bit of this powder and I'm going to kind of put that underneath my eyes. It has a little smell to it, which I like at all. Crazy difference under this eye and under this eye. So I just think that it is what it is. So this one, there is no orange concealer, as opposed to this one, there is orange concealer. So what I'm going to do next is do my entire face and then I will be right back. Okay, so I am back and the time right now is 3:07. You guys know what a struggle it was to do my under eye. Let me show you. If you see, can you see the difference? And I would consider myself as a true test simply because it claims to be full coverage, and like her ad or her promotion was like it cures. It's like the cure for dark circles or whatever you did like the previous night. But look at me, like this I use an orange concealer and this one I did not use an orange concealer. See the difference that it makes. Like it really makes hell of a difference. There's no creasing on this side, but if you see, you can already see some creasing right around over here. But as of now, I really like how this eye looks, but I just don't like how this eye looks. Otherwise, my entire face looks good. The powder, on the other hand, is pretty good. It was a very good shade match for me. This is how the packaging looks like, and it actually comes with a cover like this, and then they also provide this. Put it on top and you can seal it. That way the powder doesn't fall off when you open it up, you know. The packaging is like beautiful and there's a lot of product in this, which is amazing. So yeah, you guys can see clearly how it looks, and I'm going to check back with you in a few hours. Hi guys, so I'm back and the time right now is 8 o'clock. So I have to say about 5 hours, and I'm going to come up close and I'm going to show you how my concealer looks. What do you think? You can see no darkness, but darkness over here. There is no creasing over here. Tad bit creasing over here. So what I'm going to leave at is that if you have under eye circles as prominent as mine, then you won't like this concealer. But if you use an orange corrector, then definitely it's going to work. If you don't have an under eye circles as prominent as mine, I think this might work. Also, the powder is pretty good. I don't have any complaints about it. Just looking at this eye, I think it has worked pretty well. It was a very good shade match for me. So if you are my skin tone, I would say that go with the banana shade. Yeah, I think like this honey shade will be a little too orange for someone who is my skin type. If you're like NC42 or like 300 to 330, I wouldn't recommend you to go with this one. I would just say go up with something like the banana shade because it is very similar to Beauty Bakery powder. Even this one is like the same thing, and I would say this is a tad bit darker than the Huda Beauty one. So I think this will be like really perfect for our skin type. The Ben Nye Banana powder and the Fenty powder, they're pretty much of the same color. So yeah, I'm going to leave it right here. You can decide for yourself what you think. Hi guys, so the time right now is 8:45 and this is how my makeup looks right now. Excuse that mascara over there. But this is how my makeup looks right now. I have an orange concealer over here and I don't have an orange concealer over here. So you guys can see a little bit of darkness. There was really not much coverage and I had to go almost about 2 or 3 times to get this kind of coverage. this side looks like it did cover very well. Now, one thing that I do want to mention is that I have been testing this concealer for almost about 3 days, and every time I use an orange concealer, it looks good on that side. If you come up close and look at my eyes, you are going to see a difference. But if you are standing at a distance, like even like say 3 feet distance, you won't be able to notice the darkness. Now, of course, the studio lights and everything really exaggerates everything, which is why I can see darkness. But yesterday, when actually I was standing in front of the mirror and I was looking at my eyes, I couldn't see gray undercast on the inner corners. This was like at night 11:30 or so, and I had not taken off my makeup because I was still testing it out. Hi guys, so this is the last checking that I'm going to do. The time right now is 6:15. I put this concealer on in the morning at about 8:30. So clearly under this eye you can see that it is still kind of has some kind of coverage, but over here you can see like there is some kind of ashiness over here. So I'm going to talk about the pros and the cons, and then you guys can decide for yourself if you really want to buy this or not. So the pros is that it does blend in very easily. You don't require like too much going around. It's not very matte. It doesn't dry very easily like the Huda Beauty concealer. The moment you put in, you have to go in to blend it, so it is not drying like that. Also, it has a very natural finish. It's not completely matte. So these are the pros, and the cons for this is that for the price, for $26, the amount of product that you get in this is very less. The foundation itself was just $32, and this being $26, and you get literally less than half the product. It's super expensive. If you compare Tarte Shape Tape or even the Too Faced, you know, even though it's pretty much the same price, you get a lot of product in it. The other thing is that when you try to build up this concealer, you have to go in at least 2 or 3 times, which is a lot of product that I am using. Typically, I just go in like with one swipe and I'm pretty much done with both my eyes. I don't have to go with another dip. Also, the concealer is definitely not a full coverage concealer. And especially like if you have under eye circles as prominent as mine, it's definitely not a full coverage concealer. I would say it's about a medium coverage concealer. I just feel like there are much better concealers, like even drugstore concealers like the LA Girl Pro concealer is really good. Too Faced and Tarte Shape Tape, they are very good concealers. So for $26, I really wouldn't recommend going with this concealer, and this is my honest opinion. I mean, it can differ from person to person. Last point is that this does crease at the end of the day. If you're looking over here, you can see the creasing, which is where I did not use the orange concealer, and here there is not much creasing. So yeah, I would say like at about 12:30 or 1 when I checked it in the mirror, I could see a little bit of creasing happening, and that's when it actually just started. The powder, I feel like the powder was very finely milled. I really like the undertone of the powder. It was very good, and especially like when you apply it underneath your eyes, it's extremely smooth, very finely milled. Also, I did not experience any flashback, and it was not drying at all. Like even if you try to bake the under eye, you're not going to face any dryness underneath your eye. I hope I did justice and I explained whatever I could in this video, and I have cleared your doubts. If you want to buy or you don't want to buy, let me know what you think. If you have used this concealer and would you buy this concealer? So yeah, thank you so much for watching guys, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, then please do so, and I'll see you in my next video. Until next time, mwah, bye.